Hi quilters, I'm Shelley Robson at the Quilted Forest and it's May, so that means it's time to pick out our project of the month. Before we draw the number for this month, let's see what I accomplished in April. I actually got my project done this month. I know, it's very exciting. I had pulled the number for the T blocks, and a lot of you had mentioned in our last post that you had seen the T blocks in the American Patchwork and Quilting magazine. This is the June issue, and it is on page 42, 41, 42, something like that. And this is what they had done with the blocks. And I had, I think, 90 blocks, and they were all about 4 inches. It's a little different than the pattern, and it's pieced differently than this pattern, but it's the same kind of look. And so I just put my blocks together and made one big quilt. Well, it's not a big quilt, it's kind of a smaller project, but this is like a wall-sized quilt. So I'll probably hang this or maybe fold it and put it on a shelf. But it is, I think, about 40 by 50. And I really love the way it turned out. The colors got mixed in really well. And how I put this together was I first made blocks of 4 and then I put the blocks together. So I ended up with 20 blocks. And so it's 4 across, 5 down. And then I just picked a border for it. I put a Kansas Troubles fabric on the border, and then I used that same print for the binding. And then on the back, I just picked kind of a softer print. And I quilted it with kind of a creamy colored thread on my quilting machine. So didn't hand quilt it, but I did get it done, so that counts.
After a little research, I was able to determine that some of the fabrics in this quilt dated back to the late 1800s. The fabrics were probably originally used to make dresses, shirts, and ties. It was fun to work on and finish a project from the past.
All right, the other thing I worked on this month were a few more of my Splendid Sampler blocks. And the ones I got done this month are Full Circle by Missy Carpenter, Country Star by Nancy Mahoney, Shared Squares K by Jamie Muller, A Winter Flower by Jody Godfrey. I love the way that one turned out. This was a paper piecing one. A lot of these were paper pieced. And paper piecing is a little putsy and fun. And this one is called Adventures Abounds by Kitty Wilkin. These are 6.5-inch blocks, and it's been a lot of fun, so I'm getting a little farther on that project, which is great. When I put together my tea quilt, I had a few blocks left over. The ones I didn't use in the quilt had stains on them, or they were just not nearly as big as the other blocks. So what I did, I just wanted to do a little experiment and try out this retro clean. It safely brings age-stained textiles back to life. And you just add a little bit of into water and then let whatever you have soak. It was supposed to soak for 48 hours, but I forgot that it was there, and mine soaked for about 96 hours. So some of the dyes in my fabrics kind of got stripped away. So I'm going to put a couple pictures up in the video of the before and after, and it did take out all the stains. So that part was impressive. And one of the things it tells you to do is to test for color fastness. So if you're going to use the product, I highly recommend you do that, because some of my fabrics weren't color fast and the dyes stripped away, but I kind of like the way it looks. That, like, this piece down here used to be brown and this used to be green. And see, it stripped all the dye away. But that was because I left it in there way too long and I didn't test for color fastness, so that was totally my fault. But there was a lot of stains in this area right here, and those are all gone. So I'm very impressed with the product. And I will definitely use it again. I have a couple more quilts that I want to try it on. Look forward to seeing what it does for those quilts.
Just follow the directions on the packaging and definitely check out their website. They have a tutorial on product use, and you can see before and after photos of different things they've used the product on.
I'll leave a link in the description below to Retro Clean if you want to learn more about the product. I'll still use this as something. It's still cute. So in January, we picked Project 10, and I didn't finish mine, but I did work on it a little bit more this last month. In February, we picked Project 6. I got mine done. Project 2 was in March, and I did get a little more progress done on that project, so hopefully I'll have that done by next month. And you just saw my project number 4. So now we are going to pick which project we are going to be working on in May. So again, really nervous because some of these are really time involved and I'm not sure what I want to get into. So project number 11. So for me, what does that mean? Let's take a look. Oh, I think this is a pretty good one. So these are some hand-pieced blocks, hand-pieced stars that I picked up. They cost me $30 and they're already made. So hopefully I can just trim these down to size and then just sew them together. Some very pretty fabrics, a lot of different colors. So I get to sort through these. See how this one has needs its corner trimmed down. Oh, that one's cool with the stripy fabric. So now none of these blocks are perfect. Some of them are, there's all different colors in here. So I get to take a look at these, but I will show you that like this part here is hand pieced. This part is machine pieced. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. It'll be interesting to get them put together and see how they turn out. So hopefully you will see that in June. So I hope you get a lot done in May. Get your project finished. We will see you next month. Thanks for watching and happy quilting.